Good afternoon. I'm joined today by the Government's Chief Scientific Advisor, Sir Patrick Vallance, and Dr. Yvonne Doyle, who is the Medical Director of Public Health England. I can report that through the Government's ongoing monitoring and testing programme, as of today, a total of 438,991 people in the UK have now been tested for coronavirus. That includes 21,328 tests carried out yesterday. Of those, 108,692 people have tested positive. That is an increase of 5,599 cases since yesterday. 18,978 people are currently in hospital with coronavirus in the UK. And sadly, of those hospitalised with the virus, 14,576 have now died. That is an increase of 847 fatalities since yesterday. We must never forget that behind every statistic is a family member or a friend, and all our thoughts and prayers are with the families and loved ones of those who have lost their lives. These figures are a powerful reminder to us all of the importance of following the government's guidance. And as the Foreign Secretary outlined yesterday, the current social distancing measures will remain in place for at least the next 3 weeks. And there are 5 tests that must be satisfied before we will consider it safe to adjust any of the current measures. First, we must protect the NHS's ability to cope. We must be confident that we are able to provide sufficient critical care and specialist treatment right across the UK. Second, we need to see a sustained and consistent fall in the daily death rate from coronavirus so we can be confident that we have moved beyond the peak. Third, we need to have reliable data from SAGE showing that the rate of infection is decreasing to manageable levels across the board. Fourth, we need to be confident that the range of operational challenges, including testing capacity and PPE, are in hand, with supply able to meet future demand. Fifth, and most importantly, we need to be confident that any adjustments to the current measures will not risk a second peak of infections that overwhelm the NHS. The worst thing we could do now is ease up too soon and allow a second peak of the virus to hit the NHS and hit the British people. So I want to thank each and every person across the UK who is following and supporting the government's advice to stay at home in order that we protect our NHS and ultimately save lives. The point we hope to get to, one of the ways that we can defeat this virus, is to find a vaccine. Just as Edward Jenner developed the smallpox vaccine in the 18th century, we need to apply the best of British scientific endeavour to the search for the coronavirus vaccine. To that end, I can announce today that the government has set up a vaccines task force to coordinate the efforts of government, academia and industry towards a single goal: to accelerate the development of a coronavirus vaccine. This task force is up and running and aims to ensure that a vaccine is made available to the public as quickly as possible. It will back Britain's most promising research, positioning the UK as a leader in clinical vaccine testing and manufacturing. The task force will coordinate with regulators to facilitate trials which are both rapid and well supervised. And it will work with industry in the UK and internationally, so we're in a position to manufacture vaccines at scale. This will build on the Prime Minister's announcement last month of a further £210 million for CEPI, the international fund to find a vaccine. So when we do make a breakthrough, we are ready to manufacture by the millions. One tool in this fight will be the UK's first Vaccines Manufacturing Innovation Centre based in Harwell, a project that will help build our capacity to develop and mass produce vaccines here in the UK. The government will be accelerating the building of this facility. Yet even with all their efforts, we should be under no illusions. Producing a vaccine is a colossal undertaking, a complex process which will take many months. There are no guarantees, but the government is backing our scientists, betting big to maximize the chance of success. And I'm proud of how again and again Britain has stepped up and answered the call to action. An enormous challenge being tackled through a vast national effort, where problem solvers from science, business and government join forces to beat this invisible killer. We cannot put a date on when we will get a vaccine, but we live in a country with a rich history of pioneering science. And with the government backing our scientists, we have the best chance to do this as quickly as possible.